Business is important. Business is the input to all wealth creation basically in the world. And when we talk about business, the family firm is the most typical business structure. It's the dominating business structure among private companies. In Asia, in Latin America, in Africa, it's a dominating business structure among public traded firms, and basically only in UK and US and a little bit in Europe, the family business is not the dominating among the biggest firms. So if we want to talk about responsible capitalism, the family business is essential. Now, on top of that, the family business structure is a bit different from the typical public traded diverse ownership business structure that we often talk about. The family business has, as I see it, some potential to actually be leaders, to push the agenda of responsible capitalism. And that's when they're very good, but they also have the potential to be the worst of the class when we talk about responsible capitalism. And what we hope of is to through cases, through analysis, provide kind of the blueprint of how family businesses can exploit the opportunities they have to achieve a goal of responsible capitalism. And if I have to say it very briefly, I think the potential they have is the family business model is often based on strong values, is often based on a longer perspective, and obviously some family firms are very dominating in the business landscape. So all of these things give a potential to be responsible capitalism. It's very hard to think, in generations. Think about giving a firm to your grandchildren without thinking about what is the world that comes with this firm. And I think this is a very strong potential they have. I keep saying potential because it's also a fact that some of the biggest scandals in corporate governance, some of the biggest environmental catastrophes that business have been made by family firms. And this is the caveat of family firms, that they have less checks and balances. They are often governed by very fascinating, charismatic business leaders, and we know many of these. And when they're doing good, they're doing really, really good. But when they're not doing good, it lacks the checks and balances, right? People can be following charismatic leaders, and it turns out that the reality of the firm or the business or the actions were very different from the public picture. And that's the challenge, and that's the fascinating thing about developing this track in family business and responsible capitalism, that we can really use the good cases to provide blueprints and push the agenda this way, but we can also say, what are the warnings, what are the challenges, what are the caveats that family business need to be aware of.